Hi, I'm Michelle Paganini, the owner, designer, pattern maker, and educator for Paganoonoo. I want to talk about upcycling leather scraps and what you can do with leather. So first of all, where can you source leather to upcycle? This actually is a piece from a leather skirt that I found in a thrift store. That's one place to get leather. Another is an upholstery shop, either auto upholstery or furniture upholstery, because when they redo something that has leather on it, they're just going to throw it out. So oftentimes you can get a fairly large scrap from someplace like that. The third place that I know of is designer samples. You can get a leather couch, you can get a leather chair. You can also go to a designer and ask them for their samples that are no longer current. So once they've been discontinued, you can get all kinds of samples. Even little bits are kind of fun. So those are three places you can get leather scraps. What can you do with them? Here's an example where I cut some shapes from leather and I put them on wallpaper to make greeting cards. And it's just sewn in here with a long stitch. Then the threads were pulled to the back and tied, which is the same thing you want to do when you have it on a garment. Here's a second example. By the way, making a card like this and sending it to another sewer is a good gift because they can take the heart off and they can use it for a patch. Cutting out the shapes is simple. I've made templates out of manila folders and then just traced it with a Sharpie, making sure that I've cut away the Sharpie so that it doesn't bleed later on. I have a denim scrap and one of the hearts that I cut out. I'm going to show you how I sew them on. The first thing to do is make sure that you have long tails because you're going to tie it on the back. If it's a heart shape, I suggest starting on the long side. And you can start with the needle down. Make sure your stitch is pretty long because you don't want to perforate the leather and have it pull apart completely. So I would suggest a stitch that's about a 4, maybe a 4.5. And you can do it by hand, but you can also just go super slowly. And whenever you pivot, pivot with the needle down. Now I'm going to sew up to just 1 or 2 stitches past where I was before. Lift my needle out and make sure I get a really long tail. The thing to do at this point is the same thing that we had on the back of the card. I took a needle and I pulled the threads from the front all the way through to the back, and then I tied it off about 2 or 3 times. So right now I have these threads right here that I can take a needle and I can thread those right through to the back, and then this is super secure and it's awfully cute. Have fun upcycling leather scraps.